days. I made a very stupid mistake about a year ago and bought a tremendous amount of bandwidth, which remained totally unutilized until the 1st of May. Anyway, so what happened then was that I have a lot of new visitors to learningred.org. And I thought it was really interesting to watch what would happen next. Because they will see a site with something like 600 articles, some dating back to 1996. And a lot of them were full of gay stuff. One or two actually talks about my having sex. But anyway, so they had all these straight Singaporeans who all they wanted was to see the original size collection picture, and we landed on a different planet called the gay world. And I was like, what is happening in people's minds? What's the effect? People will be very polite. But I'm going to show you some of the comments that I received. I'm not saying that I'm what was the effect? On the 3rd of May, I was one comment, I'm just picking them randomly, I'm just picking at 4 a.m. in the morning. Okay? Here is a guy, this guy I know, he's got a Chinese sounding name, but he's obviously not living in Singapore, okay? And he said, I think anybody who has lived in America can see that some people are just naturally gay and it's possible for two guys to love each other a lot. I have a good friend, a good homosexual male friend, and him and his domestic partner enjoy a very loving relationship that I can only hope to have with girls sometimes. I know this one is not a girl, it's a male name, right? So, obviously, heterosexual. So this was one of the responses I received, quite gratifying. People say nice, courteous things. Another one, there you go again. I thought the article was dealing with militant Christian certified. I say very similar things to Stuart, but he says it verbally, I say it in text. And the post was an unconscionable view of Roman Catholic Church with regards to conduct. I was surprised you didn't mention that. Every December the 1st. Excellent and well argued. Someone else said, if a doctor came up with an HIV vaccine, I think I just said that now that I see your face. With the same efficacy and cost effectiveness of the latex condom, he would probably be lauded as a genius and given the Nobel Prize. So there's a long story behind this, okay? It's about the fact that condoms are like effective in 90-something%, and as far as the anti-condom brigade is concerned, that is a useless tool. Right? But of course, he's saying that, look, if somebody had a vaccine that had 90% cure rate or prevention rate, isn't that fantastic? So why are you, not pushing condoms? And then he continued, well, I guess you're writing struck a chord with me, blah, 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 because I'm English and I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But I'm not homosexual. It's very important for my straight readers to say, hey, I'm not gay. And I'm happily married. No children is here. Stop. I subscribe to the tip. Other men, he doesn't seem to know about section 377 and how it applies to heterosexual men. Anyway, he's not in Singapore. Third one, this one is funny. Good. I wrote about how the Anglican Church, there's an article about Anglican Church, about the Episcopal Church, I made a big ruckus over the fact that they had appointed a new head of the Episcopal Church in the United States, and it's a woman. And that story was followed with another story about another ruckus over the Anglican Church about whether or not gay priests should be ordained to the level of bishops. And so he said, you cleverly introduced the point. He said that, I was being a little bit sly. Here I was trying to bring in favor from the audience about why we should support women. And then I was using it to try to seduce the audience into agreeing that we should support gay men. He obviously didn't think. He said discrimination against gay priests is not the same as discrimination. It's not the same as discrimination against gay priests. We will soon hear your views. Another one, I think that the gay world is not a natural world, and gay activists should consider fighting for recognition and acceptance as part of this natural world can have more sustainable effects than just screaming for equal treatment. I actually don't see the difference between left and right. But this is the kind of demands that I got. I kind of like support it. I would say to read a little bit though, on the right. I'm a frequent visitor of your website. I was already what we call a gay sympathizer today for him. Before I found joining today, I don't know why he put them in quotes. There were articles about being gay has got basically there's nothing perfect, so I convinced one person. Recently I stumbled upon an article written by another gay person in a special piece, and I think you may want to read it. This is interesting. Here's a straight person who is actually referring gay articles to me. He's going around reading gay articles and thinking to do this. How many of you do this to straight friends? Hey, this is a straight article about heterosexual marriage, you should read this. You always send a gay article. Okay, right. What I want to say here is, of course they're not representative. And this has to do with a little bit of politics as well. Think about this. There was a lot of anti-PAB, anti-government talk in the internet during the election. Right? Lots of it. And people would have thought that that would have meant that come May the 6th, the results would have showed a very definite swing against the People's Action Party. But despite all that chatter on the internet, the PAB got 66.6% of the votes in the constituencies that they had in contest, which didn't seem like a very big swing. Similarly, we have a lot of blogs written by gay persons. Some of you are very hard, you all have your own blogs. And you have readers, some of them straight, they encounter your blogs, they encounter mine, they write very nice, supportive words to you, they even refer gay articles to you. But my point is, people are very selective about what they read. They read basically things to reinforce their own ideas. And secondly, at the end of the day, how representative are we? And are we being fooled to think that the internet is of any significance as a medium for changing people's minds? We didn't see that in the general election. And I would like to ask you, do you think all our activities in cyberspace has any real effect in changing people's minds? What we can do, maybe what we can't convince people by nagging the world, always mentioning gay, rainbow flag on our websites and so forth. Maybe we can, all we can do maybe a good thing to just tell people you can't ignore us, we are here. But, so what? I mean, this world has been full of very bad treatment of people who don't exist. Just because you exist doesn't mean they don't treat you well. Think of all the foreign ladies. Okay, so I stop here at this stage and invite your comments. So, how many of you run a blog? You see your ads. How many of you blog? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, that's all. Okay, I think the first maximum blog. But the joint process, I mean, you didn't have the whole understanding. What's your comment? Tell us what kind of comments you received.
I wanted to address your comment about the internet as a way of changing minds. And I agree that there are people who will go to the web and simply consume what it is they want to do for their own activity. I think in relation to the gameless and civil rights movement, that the most significant tool of the internet has been allowing